Hi, thank you for tuning in. My name is Shannon. I am a certified yoga instructor. Today, we're going to go through stretches and exercises to lengthen and strengthen our wrists. These exercises and stretches can be really helpful to do if you are recovering from a wrist injury, if you are going through exercises to strengthen your wrists, or if you work at a computer for long periods of time typing. These exercises can be really good to incorporate before your movement practice, so before strength training, before yoga, or after yoga to loosen everything up. So today we'll do the first set of stretches and exercises sitting up on something like a cushion, a pillow, something to really prop up the spine and elevate the hips. And then we'll do the second set in a tabletop position. So clear space around you. You can use a yoga mat if you'd like. Sit up on something. And then we're going to get started just by placing our hands on our knees and then flipping our palms over and flipping them back. And we're going to do that about 10 times. We're starting to get some movement in the wrists. Good. You may notice some creakiness in the arms, and in the hands and the wrists. And just flipping them. And then once you get to 10, you can pause. Now we're going to move the wrists out to the side. So the fingers are going to come out to the side and they're going to come inward. So trying to keep your arms stationary here and just moving the hands side to side. You'll notice that that is going to work a different part of the wrists. And we'll do about 10 of these as well. So moving out and in is 1. Good. Once you're at 10, you can pause that. And then take your right hand out. You can keep the palm facing down. The left hand is going to come and kind of just gently guide the fingers down. So you're getting a big stretch here along the top of the arm. Breathing into it, keeping your spine nice and tall. And just stretching the top of the arm, the top of the hand, the top of the wrist. Good. Breathing here. And we'll hold this for at least 5 to 10 breaths. And then releasing, we'll do the other side. So hand comes out, the opposite hand, fingers grab hold and start to bring the arm down. And it's always good to do both sides, even if one side is your focus. If you're recovering from an injury, it's still good to do both sides to even everything out. And you may notice that one side has more space, one side might be tighter, especially if you're recovering from an injury. So just noticing that. And over time, you'll start to see that the stretch changes. You may get more and more space through the wrists. And one more breath here. Nice. And then releasing that. Then we're going to do the opposite direction. So the other arm is going to reach out. This time, flip your palm up. And then gently start to guide the fingertips down. So now you're getting a big stretch along the bottom of the arm, down the forearm, and breathing here. Noticing for you if the stretch is more intense in wrist flexion or wrist extension. Good. Breathing deep, full breaths, never holding. And trying to release tension in the body where you might be holding on that's not necessary. So sometimes when a stretch feels difficult, we tend to clench the jaw, or furrow the brows. So if you can, try to just release any of that tension. Good, and then release that. We'll do the other side. Extend, palm up, start to bring the hand down. Good, breathing here. Lengthening through the bottom arm. Deep, full belly breaths. Nice, one more inhale. One more exhale. And then gently releasing that. Then we're just going to move the wrists in circles. So we did lots of deep stretching for the wrists, and now we're just making circles. You can either keep the hands out, or if you want, you can always clasp the hands and roll the wrists out in circles like this. So your choice here. And then switch directions with your wrist circles. And so working on your full range of motion here. Again, you can play around, bringing the hands together, or maybe taking them apart, seeing what provides you with the most release. Good. And then shaking it out, flicking the wrists. So any remaining tension that you might have been holding on to, just kind of let go of that. Good. And now we are going to come onto all fours in a tabletop position. So you can move your bolster off to the side or your pillow, and coming onto your hands and your knees. And we'll just start first with the fingertips facing forward, and we'll just start to rock very gently forward and back. And starting to weight bear on the wrists a little bit. So if you are recovering from an injury, definitely talk to your doctor, your physical therapist before you start to weight bear on the wrists. You definitely don't want to irritate or worsen any injuries that you may be recovering from. So if you're cleared from your doctor, then you can try these next sets. Otherwise, just practicing the seated variations of the wrist stretches will be beneficial. Good. Now taking the hands out to the sides, fingertips facing left and right, and then starting to shift side to side. We build some strength here. And we also might feel a stretch through the fingertips. And try to keep your neck nice and long and neutral here. Long spine, long neck. Side to side movement. Good. And then we're going to bring the fingertips back, exposing the underarms here. And you can hold this in a static stretch, especially because this can start to get really intense just by holding. So you can breathe here, opening up the underarm. Or maybe you start to rock gently, just a little bit, micro movements here, forward and back. Again, neutral extension. Gaze in front of the hands, but not up. Good, breathing here. Inhaling and exhaling. Good, and then coming back to center. This time, flip the palms, and the fingertips are going to be coming towards the feet. So this one is getting the other part of the arm. This can be quite intense for the top of the forearm. So if this is where you want to take this, breathe through it. If you want to rock gently forward and back to deepen your stretch. I definitely can't go very far here, but you can play around with that movement or you can stay stagnant. Good, feeling a deep stretch here. And just noticing how this stretch for you changes over time. So this is the first time that you're playing this video. Over the coming weeks, if you do this video a couple times a week, you'll likely notice a difference in how these stretches feel. Good, and then releasing the palms, coming back to your tabletop position on all fours. And then just a strengthening exercise here. So keeping your palms down on the ground and then lifting your finger pads, your fingertips up off the mat. Notice how that engages the muscles in the wrist, in the arm, and then lower your finger pads back down. Let's do that a couple more times, lifting and lowering. Good, start to use your breath here, inhaling to lift, exhaling to lower. We'll do this 10 times. I'm at about 3, 4, 5. You can start to count silently in your head. Good, and then once you're at 10, you can release. Good, sitting back on the heels, and then just shaking out your wrists, just like we did earlier. And just letting go of any tension here. Breathing, releasing. And that's it. So I hope that this sequence was helpful for you to bring blood flow back into the wrists, to release tension in the arms. And it's, again, a really good one to do taking a break from work, taking a break from typing, or to help you recover from injuries, or just to get stronger as you wait there in yoga. So thank you so much for joining today. Let me know in the comments which stretch was most helpful for you. And over time, let me know which stretch becomes a little easier. And I will see you again on the mat soon.